Question number 5. In a basket containing mangoes and 5 oranges, the probability that a boat picks 2 mangoes one after the other without replacement is 3/28. How many mangoes are in the basket? Okay, let's quickly do this. Now, you have to understand, they say a boat here means a robot. Okay. So there are mangoes and oranges, and we know the number of oranges to be 5. Number of oranges equals to what? 5. And the number of mangoes we don't know. So I'll say let the number of mangoes, equals to what? M, small letter m. I'll use m to represent the number of mangoes in the basket. Now they said the probability that a boat picks 2 mangoes one after the other. So how do we express the probability of a boat picking 2 mangoes one after the other? And before then, we will know that total fruits in the basket will be what? The number of oranges, which is 5, plus the number of mangoes. So if you are to find the probability of picking a mango, that will be what? M over 5 plus m. If you are to find probability of picking orange, that will be 5 over 5 plus m. But that's not what we were asked. But I'm getting somewhere. What we were asked is, if the bot picks 2 mangoes one after the other, that is, he pick the first one and then pick the second one after the other. So it will be the probability of picking the first one will be m. Picking the first mango will be m over 5 plus m. Then without replacement, he picks the second one. That will be times the probability of picking the second one. And then probability of picking the second one. Now, this time around, there are no m mangoes in the basket. There will be what? M minus 1. Because by the time you have picked the first one, the number of mangoes have been reduced by 1. Okay, so the probability of picking the second one will be m minus 1 over now the total the total fruit in the basket will also be shortened by 1. That will be 5 plus m minus 1. And if you calculate that well, okay, it will be 5 plus m minus 1. So this probability of picking the first mango without replacement times, and probability of what? Times, and means times in probability of picking the second one without replacement. So, and they say that that probability is what? 3/28. So that means this is what we're going to solve: m over 5 plus m times m minus 1 over, if you do this will be 4 plus m. 4 plus m equals to 3/28. Okay, so we are now going to solve this. So if we do what needs to be done, this will be m into m minus 1. Everything divided by 5. Excuse me. Everything divided by 5 plus m times what? 4 plus m equals to 3/28. All right. So if we do cross multiplication, okay, let's first expand this bottom. If I'm to expand that bottom, that's where you have 5 plus m times 4 plus m. If you expand this bottom, what you will have is 5 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times m plus 5m. M times 4 plus 4m. M times m squared. So this is m squared plus 9m plus 20. That's for this bottom. Okay, so we continue to solve that, like dividing. So if you open up this bracket, this will be m squared minus m divided by m squared plus 9m plus 20 equals to 3/28. All right. So if you do cross multiplication, this will be, that's 28 will multiply with the numerator of this side, and the denominator here, this quadratic, will multiply with the numerator of this side. So this will be 28 into m squared minus m equals to 3 into m squared plus 9m plus 20. If we expand that, that will be 28m squared minus 28m equals to 3m squared. That's 3 will multiply with everything inside the bracket. Plus 3 times 9 is 27. M plus 60. Okay, we are going there. Then we collect like terms. When we say collect like term, that's you bring the terms that have the same variable together and operate them. So this will be 28m squared. Bring this one, that will be minus 3m squared. Then we have our minus 28m. Then you bring 27m to this side, that will be minus again. If you bring it to this side, minus 27m. Okay. It will be equals to 60. So 28 minus 3 will give you 25m squared. And this minus that, that's 28 plus 27. This will be 15. This will be 15. Write 5, carry 1, 4, 5. That's 55. So that will be minus 55m equals to 60. You can bring 60 to this side, becomes minus 60 equals to 0. So we formed a quadratic equation here. Let's take a new page to continue that. So we now have 25m squared minus 55m minus 60 equals to 0. Remember, we were told to find m represent, that's number of mangoes. So now this thing has landed us into a quadratic equation. So to further reduce this, we divide through by 5 because it can be factorial. We divide through by 5. 5 over 5 over 5 over 5. 5. So you end up having 5m squared minus 11m minus 12. 5 will divide this 12. Is it true? 5 goes into 6, 1, remainder 1. So the 2, that's 12, equals to 0. So our task now is we are going to solve this quadratic equation. And I would like to use, what do you call it? Factorization method. So factorization, I have to multiply my a, that's the coefficient of m squared, with my c, which is 12. So 5 times 12 will give you 5 times minus 12, sorry. 5 times what? minus 12 will give you minus 60. Then we look for two factors that's such that if we multiply them, it will give us minus 60. Then if we add them, it gives us minus 11. And those two factors, I guess, will be, if you split this further, it should be, can have 5 times 4 times 3. Okay, you can have that will be, you can have minus 15 times 4. Minus 15 times 4 will give you minus 60. And if you do minus 15 plus 4, it's going to give you minus 11, which is here. So minus 15 and 4 is what we're going to use. So our factors is minus 15 and 4. So we substitute. So we have 5m squared. The first one is minus 15m plus 4m minus 12 equals to 0. So if factorize, 5m will be outside. What will be inside will be m minus 5 into 15, 3. Plus 4 will be outside, m minus 3 equals to 0. So this is 5m plus 4, m minus 3 equals to 0. So therefore, our, 5m plus 4 equals to 0. We make m the subject with the formula so that m will now be equals to minus 4 over 5. Or we come to this one, m minus 3, which equals to 0. So therefore, m equals to what? 3. So the possible solution, the two solutions for m is m equals to minus 4 over 5, and m equals to 3. So which of these is the answer? Now, the answer to a probability cannot be a negative number. So we are not going to take this one. So the number of mangoes in the basket is 3. For those who did not, sorry that the options were not revealed there. Actually, the options were, let me check. The options were option A 3, option B, and B 4, option C 5, option D 6. So the correct answer is option A. Thank you.